Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Trouble Free. In today's video I'm going to explain you about perception in the subject of organization behavior. So in this video we will learn what is perception, the nature and the importance of perception. Okay, so let's get into the video. First, every person will have different type of thinking, so it's not mandatory that everybody has to think in the same way. If suppose for example black color, some people love black color, black color dresses, or everything, black cars and all, they love black. But some people see black as a negative sign, right? So but some people love red, some people see red as a negative sign. So it depends on person to person. It is not like everybody has to like the same thing, everybody has to eat the same thing. So it's not like that, right? So in the same way, everybody will have different type of thinking, and every person will have their own viewpoint about a particular thing, whether positive or it is negative, or it is neutral feelings, or some feeling a person will have towards anything. So every person will have different viewpoints, and this viewpoint is called as a perception. Got it? Very simple. So if you already know what is perception, but if you have to write the formal definition of the word perception, you can write in this way. Okay. And managers should be aware of their employees' perception and behave with them accordingly. Usually who is a manager? Who will manage everything, who, like, you can say topmost authority, like, so whatever you do at the end of the day, you have to report it. Okay, today I have done so and so work, today I have completed so and so assignment, or whatever. You need to report whatever you have done to the manager. So these managers should know about their employees' perception. So how an employee is thinking, what employee wants, what he likes, what he will not like. So everything a manager has to know about their employees and behave with them according to their perception. Okay, and we have a standard definition of perception according to Von Haller-Gilmer. Perception is the process of becoming aware of situations and adding meaningful associations to sensations. So whatever are happening around us, we have to become aware, we have to know about that situations and also respond appropriately. Simple. Okay, let us see the nature or characteristics of perception, and then followed by the importance. Okay, first point is, it is subjective process. Subjective process means it is based on a personal interest or opinion or feeling or taste or whatever it is, that is, it is based on a particular person, not common. So perception will not consider everybody, it will be individual, it will be unique for each and every individual. Got it? So it is based on the person, a particular person, not common to everybody. That is what subjective process means. Okay, next is activation process. So activation process means, basically, first of all, what do you mean by perception? What opinion you have on a particular thing, what is your view on that particular thing is perception, right? So in order to frame an opinion on a particular person, you need to use your brain. Suppose you have seen a painting, so that painting could be either beautiful or it could be ugly one. So whether it is beautiful or ugly, who is deciding? You are deciding. And in order to decide that, in order to frame that opinion on that painting, you are using your brain, right? So that is why it is activation process. It makes your brain inactive. Okay, so when you're thinking, obviously you need brain, and it makes your brain activate. That's all, simple. Okay, next, it is wider than sensation. So what do you mean by sensation? Sensation, in the sense, it is not a very bigger word as you're thinking. Simple. Sensation means sense. We have sense organs, right? We can touch, we can feel, or we can smell, we can see the object, we can taste it. So all these are, we can hear. So all these are senses. So sensation is nothing but the ability to sense something. It could be anything. It could be tasting, or it could be looking, hearing, touching, whatever it is. That is what sensation means. Don't feel that sensation is a very bigger word. Okay, it is wider than sensation. Why? Because sense means what? You'll just see the object, or you'll just touch the object, or you'll just drink. But whereas perception means analyzing or thinking about what we have sensed. Suppose you saw a painting again, just looking at the painting is sensation, but whereas framing some opinion about the painting, that is whether it is good or whether it is bad, that is ugly, beautiful, that is perception. You're just touching an object, that is sensation. You're touching an object and you're feeling it and you're able to judge what is that object, then it is perception. It is not just a sensation, it is more wider than that. That is what it means. Next is multiple use. So you can use this perception in many ways. You can use it in selection of employees, you can use it in training of employees, you can use it in giving rewards to the employees. Basically, this perception will help you to understand the employee behavior, right? Just now I said managers will be using this to I should understand the perception of the employee. So when you're able to understand the perception of the employee, it will be very easy to train them, it will be very easy to give rewards to them, right? So it is used in multiple ways. Next comes the mental process. Mental process means what? Mental in the sense not the mental which you are thinking, mental which is associated with our brain, not something which is physical. Okay, physical means you are lifting a heavy weight and putting it aside, that is a physical process. You are thinking, you are investing your brain to solve a problem, that is mental process. Okay, this is a mental process. Perception means you are looking at something and you are forming an opinion about that, right? For that you need brain, you don't need any physical activity for that, right? So mind is necessary for selecting, organizing and interpreting the information which is around you. Next comes the specific interpretation. Specific interpretation is again the same. Everyone will not have the same point of view about a particular thing. Every individual will have their own thinking. So each person will have different explanation or different opinion about a scenario. That is what specific interpretation means. That is, it is not generic. Generic means what? Common to everybody. Specific means only to that particular person. Okay, and various components. Various components in the sense the perception will depend on various internal and external components. So what do you mean by internal components? Things which are happening inside, like needs, our own needs and our own values, our feelings. So all these are internal things, what happens inside us. Coming to external, what do you mean by external components? The location, the size, the intensity, etc. So what location, size, intensity, about what? You will understand that in the video of perceptual selectivity. So okay, don't worry about that. This is about the nature. We have 7. Okay, now let us move over to the importance of perception. So in where do we use perception and where is perception needed for us? Okay, so first thing is to understand the employees. Why? Because first, if you can understand the perception of the employee, like how an employee is thinking, then what you can do, you can act accordingly. So if an employee wants holiday, okay, that employee is very important to you and you have to retain him in your company. He want holiday for 2 days. You need to understand that. If he is coming to you and asking for holiday, you have to understand that, okay, it's an emergency and he or she really wants a holiday and you have to give them like that. Okay, so it is very important to understand the employee. Next, important in cognitive process. First of all, what do you mean by cognitive process? Cognitive process is nothing but it is a mental process, that is where we are using our brain and which involves gaining knowledge and comprehending that knowledge, which means you will learn something. That means you're using your brain, you're learning something, and whatever knowledge you are learned, you're analyzing. That is, you are drawing some useful things from the knowledge that you have learned. Okay, that is what cognitive process means, and it is very important in cognitive process. And you can also take the examples of cognitive process like thinking, knowing, judging, problem solving skills. Everything will come under the cognitive only. Next, shapes the personality of an individual. Obviously, when you are able to know about the person, you can easily understand them and you can easily estimate them, right? And next, study of mental activities. So what do you mean by mental activities? Again, thinking, viewing, imagination, motivation, all these will come under mental activities. Okay, thoughts, views, the imagination, and the motivation. So all these will come under the mental activity. So you can study the mental activity, that is how the thoughts or views or imagination of a person is going on. Okay, next is knowledge of unsatisfied needs. So basically, what do you mean by unsatisfied needs? What do you mean by need? Suppose if you want to buy a phone, that is your need. What do you mean by unsatisfied needs? Which you cannot satisfy, which cannot happen, but you are thinking about it. Suppose you want to buy a phone or a car which is of worth 1 crore rupees, let us suppose. Okay, but you are not in a position to buy that. Even if you work hard for 10 years from now also, you cannot buy that. Then that is obviously an unsatisfied need that will never get satisfied, and you'll be always thinking about that, and because of that you will not be able to concentrate on the other things as well. Got it? That is what unsatisfied needs means. Okay, so you'll get the knowledge of unsatisfied needs, that is what I can do, what I cannot do, what I can get, what I cannot get. So all this knowledge you'll have in your brain. Okay, with this you'll not have any expectations and no sad nothing. Okay, so this is about perception. So it is a very very general topic, guys. Really, I don't know whether you people will like it or not. So but still, since many people are asking me to do videos on organization behavior, I'm doing this. Literally, some topics are even, we cannot explain them. Some topics are like that, but still I'll try. So thanks for watching the video till end. Let's meet up in the next coming video with another topic. If you're still having any doubts, let me know in the comment section.